This is the group on what do we mean by democracy.
Can you hear me? Okay, we started out by defining democracy. And we, first of all, there was an introduction that, democracy is focused in recent years on very fundamental elements of democracy, such as elections, but that really it goes beyond just elections. And so we defined democracy, and I think everybody pretty much agreed with this general definition that democracy is, hold on a second, I have to find my, it includes elections, but it goes beyond that. It's founded on the rule of law, on equitable and independent justice, equality among citizens, strong national economy where everybody gets to participate and benefit is included, especially women, and that women are included in the running of the country, and that the democracy is based, again, on the concept of equality and equal citizenship, regardless of color, gender, ethnicity, religion, and sexuality. So this is important because our group is predominantly from Islamic countries. Then we went beyond that and talked about how for democracy to be truly representative, that we needed to ensure that groups that had been systematically excluded from democratic institutions were present through the establishment of quotas and other such programs that made up for systematic inclusion and systematic exclusion. We also talked about how democracy is a culture, and that just to be included at in parliament or in elections or through quotas, it's not enough. That it really needs to go beyond that to include all institutions, to trade unions, local governments, government bodies, institutions, and even our own civil society organizations. That it's really critical to make sure that we're aware of this issue. That it goes beyond just representation in parliament. We also talked about it's not enough to make sure that underrepresented groups are included in government, for example, women, that they really need to adhere to an agenda that promotes the issues that their constituencies are concerned about. So even if women are elected or underrepresented groups are elected, they need to really bring that perspective to the political process, and ultimately it would be good for everybody to have that perspective in the political process. And lastly, we talked about culture and the values of democracy, recognizing that the democracy is a process, so we need to focus on the values that sustain democracy and that promote continuous reform and moving towards a democratic society. And we had a great discussion about human rights. That human rights are a core element of democracy. Inclusion and tolerance are core elements of democracy. Economic empowerment is also a core element of democracy, but especially for women who have consistently been excluded from the economic sector. And that we need to promote a culture of democracy. Institutions and laws are not enough, that we need to promote that culture through education, through the media, in our families, in the home, in our movements, in our institutions. And just to stress, we also define the concept of human rights, and we stress that human rights are universal rights. That while maybe there are some differences, but the core elements that we share among ourselves as human beings are the universal values that we need to base human rights and democracy.
Thank you very much, Suzanne.
That was excellent. And so.
I'm sorry, if I missed anything, sorry, just to my own.
Sorry, we had a quick discussion on internal democratic processes.
What is could you say
No, I think Suzanne, you'll remember about democracy within civil society, within.
Yes, I think the democracy needs to be, it's not just the institutions, but it needs to be and we have to practice it constantly, yes. So we need to have a good discussion.
Yeah, inside civil society organizations themselves. Thank you, madam.
Voy a hablar en español. I'm going to speak in Spanish.
En nuestro grupo nosotras acordamos que había que vigilar y mantener los logros que hemos alcanzado, pero que tendríamos que dejar de lado la discusión y el discurso alrededor de las religiones. Pensamos que el que nosotras mismas estemos hablando tanto de religión, estamos sosteniendo el liderazgo que ellos han venido construyendo. En esto hubo un gran consenso en el grupo, aunque por supuesto que veíamos que no tan fácilmente podemos dejar a las fuerzas religiosas a un lado, puesto que tendríamos que ver cuáles son las condiciones específicas de cada país, de cada región, en cuanto que en algunos países los grupos religiosos no solamente son una fuerza política, sino que son fuerzas armadas que ponen en riesgo los derechos de las mujeres. En ese sentido, creemos que tendríamos también que establecer mecanismos para vigilar de cerca cuáles son las estrategias que ellos están desarrollando, pero saltar el paradigma de la religión para tomar el discurso de los derechos y reafirmar la postura de nosotras como mujeres. Es decir, no dejar en sus manos la agenda, sino recuperar nuestra propia agenda para impulsarla. Es importante destacar que los grupos religiosos adquieren mucha mayor fuerza cuando se están discutiendo los asuntos de las mujeres, y que nosotras necesitamos también tener una mirada crítica sobre las religiones para plantearlos como representantes de lo antidemocrático y como ellos no se inmiscuyen, no toman parte de las discusiones desde la religión cuando estamos hablando de otros aspectos de la política, de la economía, del desarrollo. En ese sentido, pensamos también que es importante establecer alianzas con los grupos progresistas, y ya hemos visto que incluso en países en donde la mayoría son muy conservadores, siempre existen algunas posibilidades para crear alianzas con estos grupos. Pensamos también que hay que desarrollar más investigación, tanto sobre los avances que se están haciendo en contra de nosotros como sobre la situación que las mujeres están viviendo. Pensamos que definitivamente tenemos que movernos hacia adelante, que no podemos estar amenazadas por la presión de los grupos fundamentalistas, sino que tenemos que seguir con nuestra agenda y seguir adelante. Darle seguimiento al trabajo que se está haciendo en todos los espacios internacionales también, de CEDAW, de la CEDAW, de Cairo más 20, Beijing más 20, CSW, entonces que tenemos que seguir dando seguimiento a todo esto, pero sobre todo que tenemos que no silenciarnos, que no podemos aceptar el silencio alrededor de nuestros derechos, especialmente de la sexualidad y los derechos sexuales, que parece que en ese campo ellos nos han ganado y que cada vez estamos más silenciados. Pensamos que hay que romper la estrategia de la autocensura y que sigamos los procesos que se están dando con otros grupos de mujeres, pero también con los aliados que podemos identificar.
Thank you very much. Just a quick question. Was this group, did this group discuss at all the problem of democratically elected fundamentalist or radically religious, politicized religion groups? Is that thank you. Now the next group, Shannon.
So we were talking about making alliances, and we primarily have two objectives: why make alliances and how make alliances. So why make alliances? The broad answer would be to actually have a say in the making of organization structures, so that they can reflect this need for the women's voice to be heard. So to be able to involve women's voice in in broader questions, state building, legal system building, other sensitive issues such as environmental issues, security issues, policy issues, to be able to include women in all those broader issues from the perspective of state making or system making. Another thing actually would be to make alliances, to be able to support the system, economically support it, to give a voice to it, to be heard in other spaces that are not necessarily engaged with women's issues, but engaged with other issues that would include the woman's voice. The other reason for making alliances is actually to give voice from a women's perspective to the people whose voice cannot be heard either, immigrants, prisoners, the people who have been political prisoners, who have been standing on the rights not only of women, but also the issues that can include a sort of democratic vision of women's rights as well. And also, sort of thinking about making alliances in the context of actually gathering knowledge of other issues that are related to women, so educating ourselves to be able to have a say in other issues. And the last one is actually to remember that the alliances are not to be meant forever. You can make an alliance based on a short-term goal to reach that goal and then go back to where you belong, go back to your principles. Another question is how to make alliances, and sort of everybody agreed on a set of principles that that you have to sort of have in mind in going into the alliances instead of not getting into any alliance. And so those sort of and somebody brought up the matter that building, when you're starting to think about building an alliance, it's the building that matters. Thinking about the level of the alliance, is it international, is it local, is it national, and thinking about the common ground that this thing can be built on, and to reach that common ground, actually think about objectives, clear objectives, have a clear vision of your objectives. And then to have a clear vision of your objectives, you necessarily have to agree on a set of goals, set of principles that you can share with the person you're making alliances with. And I actually particularly enjoy the fact that if you want to have a clear vision and you want to have a set of objectives, you actually have to go back and take good care of yourself. Have a self-care vision for women to be able to sort of impart that in your alliances with men and women, and also to bring men who can fight also into this discussion, not be exclusionary, but be inclusive of others' voices that can fight for women. So,
thank you very much. Asma, is there anything else? That was wonderful. Thank you very well. Thank you. So now,
Gloria. Cecilia Gloria.
Thank you. Nuestro grupo conversó sobre la participación de las mujeres en política, la influencia que tiene la mujer en la democracia. Es bien diverso y yo solo quiero mencionar algunos puntos en común y algunos puntos que nos parecieron importantes para poder ir avanzando. Jacqueline Pitanguy era nuestra coordinadora, Silvia Quintero participó en este grupo de México, Sonia Ríos de Perú, Patricia Gálvez de Ecuador, Isabel Cancha de Cusco, Perú, María Rancés Danesa de Dinamarca, Rosa Quintana de Uruguay y Cecilia Valdés de Chile, que les habla. Primero, desde México nos entregaba Cirila una visión muy interesante. Mujeres dentro de la política, no hay avances de género, a pesar de que hay mayor participación. Educar a los que llegan al poder en políticas de género es fundamental para que el avance sea concreto. En derechos reproductivos se ha retrocedido un tanto en México por el tipo de gobierno que está. Por lo tanto, la conclusión nuestra es que es muy importante el tipo de gobernantes que tiene cada país para ir avanzando en las políticas de género. Se debe enfatizar mucho en la educación y la participación equitativa en los cargos de poder. En Perú, Sonia nos hablaba sobre las mujeres indígenas que se han insertado en la política como regidoras. Sin embargo, el rol que cumplen como decisoras en política de género no llegan a todas partes porque hay un obstáculo muy importante acá, que es el idioma. Las leyes, la legislación en general no llegan a todas las mujeres y eso limita la justicia, el acceso a la justicia de las mujeres por el idioma. La falta de formación es también un tema clave en el Perú, en lo que es la participación política. Capacitar a los docentes de las universidades en indigenismo y en género también lo pusimos como un tema muy importante. En Ecuador existe hoy día una constitución garantista de derechos, hay un pacto social, se hizo a través de una asamblea constituyente, pero el proyecto político de hoy día que rige y gobierna Ecuador no da cuenta de ese avance. Existe una comisión de transición en políticas de género que lleva demasiados años trabajando sin avance concreto. Y se fraccionó además el movimiento de mujeres. El movimiento de mujeres hoy día no trabaja unificadamente y se divide en mujeres que están participando en